Hey everybody, I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Sick. And you can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest are the founder of BX Writers, boop, 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 and a Bronx native poet and public speaker. She does that thing. They both do their thing. And they're no strangers to the program. So they join us to speak about all the ways that they are providing much needed outlets for creatives in our community and highlight upcoming events, too, that they are collaborating on. So please welcome to the show Josue Caceres and Andrea Augustus. Welcome to the show. Here we go. So finally, in person, right?
I know, right?
You know,
Finally.
we're always on a Zoom or something like that, and now
the
here we are
flesh.
in the studio.
Definitely. Always great to be on your show. You know, you always welcome us with open arms. So, you know, we appreciate that.
Yeah. So
Appreciate that.
tell us about all this poetry. How did it all? What's the foundation of it all? How did it all get started?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, it's always just been, you know, about community. You know what I mean? I've always been a writer, a poet, you know, writing films, writing books. But I've always wanted to do more than that. You know, this is where I was born, you know, is where I was raised, the Bronx. And I want to give these resources, these platforms that I've been fortunate enough to create, I want to give it back, you know, to the community. So I want everyone to share the same experience that I've had, you know, all these beautiful experiences within poetry, within the Bronx.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter. I'm a writer and a lover.
Oh, I know that's
I
right.
like that.
But similar to Josue, like how I got started in poetry, like I also have always been a writer. And I feel like it came out a lot more when I went away to college and I was at a predominantly white institution around the time we were transitioning from the Obama administration to the Trump administration, and I kind of realized that a lot of my educators and peers were supporters, and you know, I was seeing "Make America Great Again" stickers and hearing conversations that I was very uncomfortable with. So, you know, I was struggling a lot with, you know, depression and anxiety, and poetry was actually one of the outlets that I used in order to process a lot of the just emotions that I was going through. And it went from me just writing poetry to performing poetry and meeting other really dope creatives like Josue and all of our friends in the poetry community.
How'd you come up with the name Black Poetry Girl?
Yeah, Poetic Black Gurl.
G-U-R-L.
Girl, yeah, G-U-R-L, because I have
tell you
flavor and
something,
soul. You know what I'm saying?
Girl.
I think that just came from the fact that, you know, that's what I identify as, a poetic black girl. And that's also the name of my organization, Poetic Black Gurl, LLC. It's just, I feel like there are so many other poetic black girls as well, so.
Josue, how did you guys meet up?
You know, I used to host these events, and you know, she will always show up. You know what I mean? And that's something
That's how you do it.
That's
You gotta show up.
You know what I mean?
You
That's
do.
you know a piece of advice that I give to everyone. You know, first step is to show up. You know, be
Yeah.
present, be there. You know, she was always there, present, always grabbing the mic. You know, and that's how we just connected. You know, we decided to do our own events, which eventually turned into the Healing Hour, which was our first event.
Beautiful.
And at the Healing Hour, you know, basically we like to bring a bunch of writers, artists, creatives together. You know, in the first half of the show, there's like icebreakers, there's networking. We talk about our week, you know what I mean? Then the second half is an open mic where you're able to share. And it's just a beautiful, you know, event, beautiful experience. Everybody comes out feeling refreshed, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like it.
And yeah, that's the Healing Hour, man. Once a month we're doing it.
Well, we have a Wizard of Oz studio. I was wondering if you guys can put the pictures back on the screen right here, and you guys can talk to these pictures. Explain where they're. Where's that?
Definitely. So that is, you know, I don't know if you want to talk about
yeah,
it.
so this was at the last Healing Hour. Yeah, the venue is actually in Harlem. It's a space called Hayground Harlem through an organization called Communitas America.
And there's water behind you?
No, it's not water behind us.
What is that?
It's a wall.
Yeah, it's a wall. It's a wall.
It's just a wall. But yeah, it's a really dope organization called Communitas America, and it's a small business accelerator, and they open up their space for different local entrepreneurs to come out. And here, I actually did a collaboration with a hiking organization where we went on like a spiritual hike up at Bear Mountain, and we also did a virtual writing workshop the next day. So it's always about community and expression, creating time and space for mental
So you
health.
guys have hiking skills too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just
That's
Poetic Black Girl looking fly. It's just me. And then this is us. This actually the other day we did an open mic. We brought it to a school. We brought it to an elementary school in the Bronx. So we had the students writing their own poetry, and then afterwards they were able to share it on stage in front of their peers, and that was blessed.
Yeah, just trying to provide like we were saying, these resources to people of all ages.
Right.
Our events, we have an older crowd, or we also go to schools where we talk to the kids.
Exactly.
Just trying to touch all ages.
I like that. What can you tell us about the upcoming Bronx Writers Anthology?
Definitely. So BX Writers Anthology Volume 2, we're being set to release this summer, along with Bronx Native. We gathered around 70 writers and photographers all in one book, just highlighting the Bronx, the way it was before, the way it is now, the future of the Bronx, highlighting everything about it. Fordham just reviewed our Volume 1. And we're just getting ready for this Volume 2. We got a lot of projects in the works for this year.
Andrea's writing and poetry is going to be in it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It should be.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna get her in there.
sure.
We're gonna
You
get her in there
excited?
for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
always
How's it feel to
excited.
be in a book, an anthology?
It feels good. I feel like the first ever published work that I had was when I was in elementary school in the 5th grade in the yearbook. And I was like, oh, like, I'm published in the yearbock. Like, I can do anything. So now it's just on to even bigger and better things. So I'm excited for the
She
anthology.
started from the bottom, now we're here.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Started from the bottom, now the whole
Big
team is
BX.
here.
Come on.
That's
So
the
it's
goal.
exciting.
That's
We're
the
so
goal.
excited about all of our upcoming programming. We have a Mother's Day event coming up this month. It's going to be at Oval Park. That's also going to be
Oh, cool.
a free community writing workshop. Yeah,
That's
it's
what I
Dear
did.
Mama, a Writer's Day workshop. So we're writing letters to our mothers, to our maternal figures, and we're
like
also writing letters for other mothers in need. So mothers who are in shelters and mothers who are going through, different transitional periods. Food, networking, raffles, games, just for the community, for the love.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you
Yeah.
guys are doing. You're
Thank
doing a whole lot of
you.
community. That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'm going to step out there with you and say, hey.
Please,
Pull up.
when we
Pull
have
up.
our community karaoke, just get your song ready, Bob, and
Oh, I have to
come.
get a song.
Get your
no.
song ready.
No,
Pick your
our
song.
producer, Steven, he does his thing.
Yeah?
Remember he did, he
Okay.
came on and did something for you.
Did,
before.
yeah.
He did the Michael Jackson thing.
Yes.
Oh, he said he's coming
He
down.
said
to
he's
the
gonna
Michael
do it. He
Jackson.
said he's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
See?
So,
Yeah.
Steve, you get ready, okay?
Yeah, get that song,
He's up in the
Steve.
Wizard of Oz booth.
Get that song.
Whenever you ask about the Wizard of Oz booth, it's up there.
That's the one.
So I know you both visit schools, and I
Yeah.
love what you're doing in our neighborhoods with youngsters. You
Yeah.
engage with students. What advice would you give to them? To share them on how to navigate. We've spoken about some navigation before when I was doing the
Yeah.
opening. But what advice would you guys give to students who are navigating through life or through school?
Yeah. I would say, follow what it is that you love, If you don't, you're just going to be miserable. Follow what you love. Be unapologetic about it. And, have some substance behind it. You know what I mean? Like with what I do, I always try to include, my people, my community, So always have some meaning behind what you're doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Similarly, I would say, explore tons of different creative outlets, like follow your passions. I would say start a business. I'm a huge advocate of young people starting businesses around their passion because there's no cap to the amount of capital that you're able to make. Really trying to create more young POC entrepreneurs. So I would say start a business and pursue that and start networking super young. Like figure out who is in the spaces that you're in.
That's right. And what space you want to join. But as far as poetry and writing, what would you tell them?
Just
You
to
just
keep doing
pinpoint.
it, to keep writing. I know every day when I start my day with like 10 things I'm grateful for and then kind of just like a brain dump. So like when you wake up, try and think about something that you're grateful for and either put it in your phone, your apps if you don't, want to write physically or write it down physically and just like don't let it fester,
Purge.
Exactly.
I like that, the brain dump.
Exactly.
Get the brain dump
Just
going
get it
on.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of my best poetry has come from like some of the worst things that I've written, So just write, even if you think it's not good, just
Yeah.
start it.
Because the next day it may sound bad. Wait a minute, this
Yeah.
sounds pretty good
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you could grab something out of it. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is actually
You can always
fire.
find good in something bad.
Yes,
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So you have the Day thing coming up. What's happening after that? What are you guys
Yes.
working on?
We have our Mother's Day event, and then we have a community open mic at Poe Park. And every month we have the Healing Hour in Harlem. And yeah, we just outside
Yeah, we're
with
working
it.
out. You know, we got
That's how
we
you
got
do
some
it.
more projects coming out this summer. You know, we have an
Yeah.
exclusive writers club called the Poets Club. You know that we're gonna be starting soon.
Right.
So stay tuned for that. I'll also be featured this Thursday at Inspired Word NYC.
All right.
At Parkside Lounge this Thursday, yes indeed.
Yes,
You know, we're just working. You know,
Yeah,
we're
you
just
guys are
working.
busy.
We got
Yeah.
a bunch of things coming up, so for sure.
That's good. Good.
Yeah,
You're
so the
staying
Poets
busy.
Club is gonna be really cool. I want to touch on that a little bit more. Where we get so many people asking us, like, you know, when do you do your writing workshops? Like, do you teach people how to perform the way you perform? So we decided to come together and create a virtual writing workshop for all of our, you know, poet friends to come out and write with us and explore just sharpening their writing skills and their speaking skills with us. So that's gonna be really cool.
Did you sharpen up one that you can do for us on this show?
Josue, are you ready?
It's coming. It's in the works.
It's
It's in
loading.
the works.
Oh,
It's
you
cooking,
loading?
it's
You
cooking
loading?
up, it's
You
cooking
loading
up.
up? You got 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get Andrea. You started out.
I'm so at a loss. I'm so at a loss right now. I have to pop it over to you first. I had a long weekend.
Yeah, I'll start it out.
Yeah, please.
We're
please.
sitting here together at the table. Improv.
We're sitting here together at the table. Sometimes life feels like a real fable.
And then you gotta solidify it and put a label on it.
On it.
I'm about to go home and watch this on cable. Oh. No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna
So
leave it right
keep
there.
the cameras rolling
Yeah, keep the cameras rolling
because
because I'm never folding.
Ooh.
This is literally what we were doing the other day.
That's what it's all about. Improv. That's
Just
what
gotta
people
keep
do.
going.
I love that.
And like you said, you know, we're gonna watch this later on. You say, "Oh, let me throw these words to it.
You know what I'm
Wait, we
saying?
got something here. Wait a
Like,
minute.
wait, that
wait
was
a
actually
minute."
This
fire.
is the
I could use
first
that.
draft.
Where can we go to get more information on what you guys are doing?
Yeah, sure. You can definitely find me on Instagram at Poetic Black Gurl, GURL again because I have flavor and soul. And where can we find you, Josue?
Yeah, follow me, BX Writers. You know, follow Poetic Black Girl. We're doing amazing things, amazing projects
Yeah.
for our people. Feel me? So
I'm
Yeah.
loving it. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you
And
for having us.
we'll be catching you out there in some of the maybe the karaoke's or some of the. You're doing so many wonderful things with the youngsters.
So many different
We're gonna
things
join you.
to
We're
do.
gonna
Hello,
join you.
hello.
Yes.
Coming through.
All right.
Appreciate
Pull
you.
on up.
Yeah.
Here we go now.
Yeah.
Pull on up. We'll take a quick break right. You can do your pose. I'm gonna say it slow. We'll take a quick break right here. Stay tuned. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. We'll be back with a whole lot more on Open coming up next.